Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Joseph Cervantes with Your Cup of Joe, and today we're going to talk about present, not the kind that you get for Christmas, although that's a good topic, but we're going to talk more about the presence of being, the presence of you, the presence of now, current, right now, this very minute. Ooh. Oh man, give me a minute, I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. So I'm back with a scolding lip and kind of a scolding tongue. Kind of hurt. I think I'm good. Anyhow, so presence. That's what we're going to talk about. And I can make a great analogy out of what just happened right now with that hot cup of coffee. So you have the past where I got burned by that cup of coffee and it hurt. It scalded my lip and scalded my tongue, and hey, gotta deal with it, right? Now I can sit there and worry about the fact that I just got burned by that cup of coffee and not drink the rest of the cup that's there because there's still a lot left, and I can sit there and dawn on that, and I can grow anxiety about it and worry about the fact that there's a half cup of coffee there that I really like to drink, but it burned my mouth, and so I'll probably burn my mouth again. Or I could just go ahead and stay present, think about the fact that I just burned my mouth with that thing, and blow on the cup before I actually take a drink, or let it cool down a little bit so that I can enjoy it at a more warm temperature. And that's kind of what I'm bringing you today. It's that mindset, it's that understanding of being present and actually thinking things through and remaining in the current moment. So a lot of the times we go through the days worried about bills that are due, worried about where the money's going to come from, or if we're fortunate and we actually have money to pay those bills, maybe we're worried about an appointment that's coming up, or if we have an interview that's coming up, or we have something that's bringing us some level of anxiety that we have to accomplish later on in that day. Well, that is living in the future, and a lot of the times that brings anxiety, that brings stress, that brings worry, because we're worried about something that has not happened yet. And when you live in that realm, when you live in that world, if you're constantly there, well, you get a lot of gray hairs, kind of like I have here, and you get a lot of wrinkles, and you're always worried about things, and it affects your demeanor, and a lot of the times you're always so stressed out that you bring negativity to you. So if you're always constantly thinking about something that could go wrong, or you're thinking about something that will go wrong, or you're thinking about something that's gone wrong, before that it's going to happen again, well, then if you're living in that constant state of anxiety, guess what? Your subconscious and the universe is going to bring you exactly what it is that you don't want. It's going to bring and manifest that negativity into your life. The other scenario is you've got those individuals that live in the past and they're always worried about, this happened to me before, and man, woe is me, and they sulk and they sit there and they complain and they whine and they're just like blah, 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 blah. It's like, come on, dude, seriously, like that happened to you, but rather than focusing on what it was that happened, what's the lesson in that? Like, what did you learn from that? What was the experience trying to teach you? Was it that you were in a bad relationship, or that you took the wrong path in trying to accomplish a goal, so you have to reevaluate the steps that you took to get there in order to have a different outcome? The definition of insanity is to try to do the same thing over and over and over again the same exact way and expect a different result. You're not going to get that. You've got to make sure that you're documenting and keeping track of how you're going about doing these things, especially when it comes to business, or when it comes to fitness, or when it comes to being a parent. Everything's an experiment, and you've got to put yourself in a position where you're going to be successful by creating an idea of what it is that you want to see, and then experimenting on different ways to get to that end result. And the way that I've found to be successful in doing that is to remain present in the moment. It's not to allow the past to dictate who I am or what I am or how I'm going to react to something. And it's definitely not being in the future and worrying and having anxiety about something that hasn't even come to pass yet. Because there's a lot of things that can happen from now until then that are going to help to change the course of whatever that outcome is. And it's all based on what I have going on here. And if I control that, if I control this very moment, if I control every single second that comes from this point going forward, then I have control of what that outcome is going to be. And I don't have to worry about what the naysayers may say. I don't have to worry about somebody's opinion of the way that they think that I should process this, or the way that I should go about taking care of what I need to. I don't have to worry about any of that. All I need to do is stay focused on right now, right here. For those of you that have stress about bills, or about, maybe some expense that's coming up, or an appointment that you have coming up, or an interview, a job interview, what I like to do is I'll put myself in the scenario of what if rather than focusing on what it is that I'm going to attain, what if I focus on where I'm at right now? What if I focused on if it's a bill that I may not have money for, okay? Because I went through a really bad time where I didn't know, number one, where the paycheck was going to come from, how I was going to pay those bills. I grew up in that environment, for God's sakes. And a lot of the times, things happen that ended up making it okay. So all the worry that I was putting into it only brought years onto my life. It didn't help me to solve the problem. So when you're focused on the problem itself, you're not focused on the solution. And that's the biggest hurdle that you have to get over in order to change that mindset. Stop worrying about the problem. The problem is not going to solve itself. You've got to spend your energy, that energy and that life that you have that is so dynamic and that's so important. The time that you cannot get back, that's the one commodity that we do not have a replacement for. We cannot come up with time. We're limited on that. We have 25,000 sunrises and sunsets in our life on average for the average human being. What are you spending that time on? Are you spending it worried about something that you may not have control over? Or are you going to spend it building solutions? Are you going to spend it being creative? Are you going to spend it being productive? That's what's important. That's where you take control. That's where you take control. Rather than allowing your circumstances to control you, you control those circumstances. I'm going to leave you with this. Live on purpose. And in order to live on purpose, you have to live for now. You have to remain in the now. You have to be committed to remembering that no moment in time, not the past nor the future, is more important than this very moment right now, because the decisions and the choices that you make right now, in this very moment, those are the choices and decisions that are going to put you where you're going to go. So, we've talked for a few minutes. I think my coffee's a little cooled down now. It's perfect. Have a great day today. Live on purpose. Live with integrity. And remember, stay present in the moment. We'll talk soon. Thank you very much. Hope you subscribe to my page. Take care.